I'm calling the Water Commissioners meeting to order on November 20th, 2023 at 7:10 p.m. Townsend Water Department, 540 Main Street Meeting Room, and on Zoom. On March 29th, 2023, the Governor Healy signed into law a supplemental budget bill, which, among other things, extends the temporary provision pertaining to the open meeting law to March 31st, 2025. Specifically, this further extension allows public bodies to continue holding meetings remotely without a quorum of the public body physically present at the meeting location and to provide adequate alternative access to remote meetings. The language does not make any substantive changes to the open meeting law other than to extend the expiration date of the temporary provisions regarding remote meetings from March 31st, 2023 to March 31st, 2025. TCAM is recording the meeting and it will be uploaded to YouTube. A roll call of members and on-call citizens. Todd Melanson, Chairman, present.
Nathan Matala, Vice Chairman, present.
Dave Isham, Superintendent, present.
Mr. Burns and Mrs. Wordley, if you could you announce your present there and your address? All right. Well, we'll do that. They're on the. Oh, there you go. Thank you.
Okay.
All right. Next item. Chairman's additions and deletions. I have none. Meeting minutes of September 18th, 2023. I've gone through them. Nate, you okay to approve these?
Now, last meeting we discussed this, and I believe you there were a couple things that you wanted to change.
You know what? It's on me. I didn't get to review them and stuff like that. And what I was concerned about is so minor. Let's not worry about it. I'm okay to approve if you are. Do I have a motion?
Okay. Do you want to note anything you were concerned of?
Nah, Nate. It's all good.
Okay.
I'm good
right.
as is.
I mean, these are the minutes. Now's the time.
Yeah, I know. I'm good.
All right. Good. I move that we accept the meeting minutes of September 18th, 2023.
Second. Motion's been made and seconded. All in favor? Todd Melanson, aye.
Nathan Matala, aye.
Let's see. Review correspondence, public comment. So the only ones here are the appointments. So why don't we take 2.1, Mr. Burns? Are you with us? All right, Mr. Burns doesn't seem to be with us. Are you with us, Mr. Burns? I'll give Mr. Burns a couple more minutes, then we'll take them out of. Nate, you all right with taking them out of order? If we can't get Mr. Burns to speak
right now until he gets back.
Let's give it to at least till the appointment time. We have two other appointments who are not here,
Yep.
but
We're going to do 2.3. They're not coming.
They adjusted or fixed the issue. Let's put it that way.
2.3.
Corona Films.
So basically, that meter flipped over because it was so old, and it gave it an erroneous reading. The meter's been changed. We fixed it, but the only thing we can't fix is the interest because they're still 3 times higher. And can you vote on waiving the interest to the state?
Yeah, as long as you stop shaking your phone.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Can you explain what the owner and you what you had talked about here a little bit more in depth? I'd just like to know.
Well, the meter flipped over, which means that it's like the speedometer flipping over, and so you don't see all the numbers. And,
Okay.
and so it created a false reading, which made his reading at $23,000 instead of about five or six.
$23,000 instead of what? I'm sorry.
It made his bill $23,000 instead of about 5,000. So what we did is we changed the meter because it's a 30-year-old meter, and got the right reading, and told him to pay it, and he's 100% paid up with what it was adjusted to. So the only thing I can't do is you need to vote on waiving the interest, because he wouldn't have incurred any interest if it wasn't for the mistake.
Okay. All right. I move that we abate the interest for account 60318 for the amount of $49.13.
It ended up at $41.76.
Okay, I have a highlighted number here. It says 49.13, but if you can direct me to that, I just want to double check.
Jessica gave it to me today, so that's been adjusted too. So it's $41.06, and that was zeroed out.
$41.06.
76.
76 cents. Okay, I'm gonna amend I'll just do the motion over again. I move that we abate account number 60318 in the amount of $41.76.
Second. Motion's been made and seconded. All in favor. Todd Melanson, aye.
Nathan Matala, aye.
Okay. What time was that appointment? 7:15. Mr. Burns, are you with us?
Okay, he's signing that he's here.
Yeah.
Mr. Burns, if you're on a desktop or laptop computer, I would direct you to click the bottom, near the bottom right of your screen. There should be an upwards arrow on Windows. If you click that and then click the speaker icon, if you right click on that, and then you open sound settings, you'll see sound output, and then you'll see input. Please ensure that the input device is correct to detect your volume, your voice. Sometimes you need to refresh it.
Yeah, it does. It's from the same family, like broccoli and cauliflower.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Salt on there.
So again, that was the bottom right screen. There's an upwards facing arrow and the speaker icon. If you right click on that and open sound settings, something should be selected. Probably a default mic, unless you have an external mic. And then the only other thing I could suggest is if you call in with your phone to the meeting, if your computer's not gonna. That's what I was about to do, and then I restarted and it sorted my issue out.
While he's doing that, do you want to take out or ordinate?
Yeah, until Mr. Burns can get on, I suppose it's fine.
Okay. Because his mute sign isn't on mute, so I don't know what the issue is. So Mrs. Worley, we're going to take you out of order and take you next. If you would unmute yourself, please.
I just work in the office. I'm just here to do the meeting minutes.
Oh, jeepers crow. Never mind. Recognize your. So that means Mr. Burns is the only appointment that showed up.
Can we have a background behind 2.2?
Dave?
We still can't hear you, Mr. Burns. I saw you raise your hand.
So what was happening is there was an estimate of 38 units for June. So we got an actual reading, and it was 67 units, which is tier 3 and tier 4. So I don't know if he's disputing the whole bill, but if it's one of those things that they wanted to even it out, that the only thing I can do is take 7 units from the last bill, which would make it 60, and put it over to the June bill, which would make it 45, which end up being tier 4. So both bills would be in tier 4. And the number of savings was $19.04. But that meter's also been changed to a new meter. And the meter is correct.
So the estimated was 48,600 units.
No, that's the reading.
Units.
The usage was 38 units or 3,800, and then if you see the next one, the actual in September, the reading was 55,334, and his usage was 67,34, which is 22 above tier 4. Uh-oh.
Well, I suppose should probably wait see what this individual wants to do.
Is take 7 units off of September, put it on June, and that would make it 45, and 45 is the beginning of tier 4. So you see how that works?
We really can't do anything unless
Unless that's something.
Yeah. So what I would suggest we do.
That's our part.
No, I know. So and allow Mr. Burns to, where did I go? To get his speaker in order, and then we'll go from there. Nate, you okay with that? Once Mr. Burns can speak.
Yeah. When did we get rid of the chat?
I don't know. I've been trying to do that myself.
I was trying to put something in to let you guys know my problems, and
yeah, I was trying to chat with you as well, and I don't know.
TCAM?
The chat feature isn't on here. So.
Yeah, we turned chat off a while ago because during other meetings, people were burning up things with just constant chatting and kind of like they were doing movie reviews live. Well, that selectman's lying, and well, this one, yeah. Well,
all right, that's enough then. So, we get the picture. All
so,
right.
Todd.
Yes, sir.
I am not against having chat in this meeting, because there would be people that may or may not want to voice their. It could be really. It might not be negative. It might be really positive, but that's kind of our job, is to take the positive and the negative.
So long as it's within, I'm outside my realm on this one.
I can turn chat on before the meeting starts. In the middle of it right now, I can't without cutting the meeting off entirely. And it's in the Zoom app itself. It's not individual meetings. So.
All right.
Yeah, Todd, as long as you're okay with having chat on, I would like it on. And your video is frozen, by the way.
Is?
It's okay, you look fine.
I will make a note of that for Board of Water Commissioner meetings in the future, that I'll have chat activated before the meeting starts.
All right. it doesn't sound like we can do it for this meeting, Nate.
That's okay. I understand
Okay.
if there's
Okay.
limitations, that's fine.
So for this one, like going forward, I kind of agree because if you get someone that, technically if they can't speak for some reason, they should be able to communicate with us. So yeah, Dave, in the future, I'm with Nate. If we do that, we can go forward. Mr. Burns, we're going to continue until if you can figure out your audio portion, and we're going to continue with the meeting.
If you are able to, Mr. Burns, I think you should be able, as long as you have a phone or a cell phone, you should be able to dial in to the meeting.
Yeah. If you've got a pen handy, where is the phone? Let's see. Hold on one second. I'm going to see if I can move to a different room.
Let me see if I can find that phone number.
597-2212.
That's okay. That's not the water department's phone number?
That is the water department's phone number.
So we're not having him call into the office, we're having him call into the meeting. That's what I'm trying to. There used to be a phone preference. There's not listing a number. Okay, here we go. For One Tap Mobile, Mr. Burns, if you could raise your hand once you're ready to write down this number. Okay. I'm showing 130-171-58592. And then there are a bunch of numbers after that. I'm not sure. That should work. The meeting ID is 842-9142. 3744. And does he need the passcode as well?
Yes, he does.
Okay, the passcode is 407741.
All right. Hopefully he got that. Mr. Burns, it's actually Nate read everything off of the posting at the very bottom. It gives you the phone numbers, the One Tap phone numbers, and the meeting ID and passcode. It's on the second page. All right. So if we will continue, and hopefully Mr. Burns can join us. Let's see. 3.1, discuss and review procedures for signing warrants. Nate, have you been going in and signing?
Yeah, when I'm able to go in, I like to do it in person. So I have not yet utilized email authorization and rubber stamp.
I have a couple times.
It's nice being able to work in town and make your own schedule. So,
yeah, nice having yourself as your own boss too, I would imagine.
Yeah, my boss is kind of tough on me, but I think a boss should be tough on their workers. Absolutely.
Good enough. I think it's worked. I don't think we have. I think it's worked out well so far. Seeing the bills coming in from SRF is eye-opening. Let's see. There's nothing at 4.1. There's nothing at 5.1, and Mr. Duranian.
Mr. Chairman.
Yeah,
I do have a update and report. So, and I was signing warrants, and one of the warrants, I noticed that we had during business hours there was clothing procured. And now this has been something we've talked about before. And Dave, I sent you a text message on Friday, and I didn't hear back from you today. Must have been really busy. But we, as a board, have previously stated that if clothing within the clothing allowance for the employees can be procured outside of business hours, that is the board's wish. Now, this is the third time that we've talked about this. Okay, so we have water samples being dropped off at 317 Elm Street in Milford, New Hampshire, which is a distance of 10.4 miles from the town. Then we have clothing procurement in Nashua, which is east. It's actually, well, southeast. And between that and the drive back to town, that's an extra almost 13 miles. Okay. Now, I don't want to have to do this. I don't want to have to figure out exact numbers and stuff like that. And I doubt that that was done when authorization was given, if I'm correct. But I didn't get a call and I didn't get to speak with you. I do not want department resources being used for personal clothing allowances when it can be done outside of work hours. That is the board's stated position. Am I wrong, Todd?
I think that has been the board's position.
Now, I can understand if it's something that is very necessary for the time and place, but winter boots is not it. Do you have anything to say, Mr. Fijon?
It's already been discussed, and I've already taken care of it.
Can you enlighten us as to your course of action?
I've discussed it with the individual.
So, and we have the guarantee it won't happen again.
That's right.
And was the person given, is this a verbal warning or a written warning? Is this okay. So that will be recorded that it's a verbal warning, and the next one will be a written one, and then
Correct.
Okay. So this is, I will take as by this conversation, a first-time offense for this one individual. They haven't been warned before, is what I'm saying. Correct?
Correct.
Okay. That's about as far as we can go in open meeting, Nate.
I wasn't joking when I said we're going to start squeezing every penny, and that's that type of, it's just, that doesn't have a place.
Are you worried about the time or the travel, Nate?
Oh, both. We have a vehicle being taken across state borders. The directed work has been accomplished, and then anything beyond that, that's very, I don't even have words to describe. If one of my employees did that, they would be fired.
So, well, like I said, this is about as far as we can take this in open meeting. So the person has been warned. It's on the record that they've been warned, and we will go on from there.
Very well.
Anything else? Nate?
Nope, not at this time.
Okay. Again, 5.1, there's no liaison update. Superintendent update and reports. 6.1, update and discuss PFAS harbor trace treatment plant.
Basically, I put the update out today. It's on Facebook with pictures of the plant, and everything's on schedule or ahead of schedule.
Okay. Dave, if you could read the update. And the other thing is it on the website, not just on Facebook? Is it on the website though as well?
I was told by Chaz that has to be done by Eric.
Yeah, okay. But you've submitted it to Eric to get it on the website?
I have, and I've also put it on Facebook, our Facebook page.
All right. Nate, do you want a reading of it, or are you good to go?
The updates, I think we should read them in the meeting. That way anybody that listens to the
I don't
meeting, they
have-
can know what's going on.
With me?
I agree.
Would you like me to read it?
I got it. You want me to read it? Hold on. Just got to find it. There it is. So Harbor Days treatment plant update, November 20th, 2023. Water lines. Water lines are installed up to 128 South Row Road, but they are not in operation until the spring. This week, temporary patching will be done for new water mains. Permanent patching of South Harbor, and South Row will be done in the spring. Loom will be put down along South Harbor Road to support the edge of the pavement and cleaning up odds and ends in preparation for the winter. Water lines will be finished then in the spring of 2024. Treatment plant. The block walls are almost complete and will be finished in the next few weeks. In the beginning of the finished block will begin the first week of December. The second week of December will begin installation of metal beams and roofs to close in the office and garage by year's end. The treatment plant portions of the roof will be installed after the filters are in place in late February to early March. Paving of Harbor Trace Road and South Street at Harbor Trace Road will be paved summer of 2024, along with the permanent patching of South Row and Emery next summer. Testing of the treatment plant will begin in the fall of 2024, and the plant is still scheduled to be complete November 2024. Opening and operation of the plant will begin winter of 2024 or into 2025. And that is the end of the update. And then we go to 6.2, other superintendent reports. Do you have anything else, Dave?
I have nothing at this time.
Okay. And let me see. I'm flipping around screens. Sorry. Well, if that's it, we need to schedule the next Board of Selectmen, Board of Water Commissioners meeting. Sorry about that. Let me call up my calendar. So what we normally do, it's the third Monday, correct?
Second.
Oh, second. So the 11th. There's nothing going on townwide, is there? There's no elections or meetings, so the 11th is good for me. Nate?
I don't think I have any conflict.
Okay.
So we're good.
So we'll set it for December 11th. And could I have a motion on 7.2 and 7.3, Nate?
I move that we review monthly abatements and adjustment list, review and approve end of month reports and bills payable out of session.
Second. Motion's been made and seconded. Roll call vote. Todd Melanson, aye.
Nathan Madela, aye. Mr. Burns, Mr. Chairman, I'm sorry if I may.
No, go right ahead.
Mr. Burns, I don't know what we can, if you want us to, if there's something else you think you can try in the next 5 minutes, I would entertain it. If you're amenable to that, just give us a hand raise. Or maybe if not, you think you can get on here in the next 5 minutes? Will you wait 5, Mr. Melanson, Mr. Chairman?
Most certainly I will.
Okay.
If worst comes to worst, we'll just put them on the agenda for the next one.
In the event that you cannot,
And if he wants to come in, and if he wants to come in the office, I will stay there. and have them come visit us.
I was going to suggest the exact same thing, and I can be there as well if that's preferred. So what's everybody doing for Thanksgiving?
This is my first Thanksgiving without my oldest son home. So he was home earlier, so we had a big family one there. So I think the wife and I are going out to eat.
Oh,
Going to Bull Run.
oh, that's cool.
Yeah. So allows my daughter to go to her in-laws for.
Ah, Mr.
Can you
Burns.
hear
There we go,
now?
Mr. Burns.
Oh my goodness.
Sorry for that. We're having a problem with our laptop, so we got you on the phone.
Oh my goodness. Well, that was a trip, I tell you. This is what happens when you work with the elderly. I'm just saying. None of you look old enough to be there.
All right. So Dave kind of filled us in.
Yeah.
And we kind of wanted to know your side of it and what you were looking for.
Okay, well, we're just questioning the October bill of $718.80. We've lived here over 30 years.
Oh,
Like-
30 years.
And like I said, our last bill that we paid in July was only $338.52. So we went to the water department and they said, "Oh, do you have irrigation?" I said, "No." "Oh, maybe you have a leak in one of the pipes in the house?" "No." So they set up about a month ago. Two members from the water department came out, checked for leaks. There was no leak, and they put a new water meter in, and that's where we stand now. So
Right. And it seemed like the bills previously, not just from the quarter before this one, have all been in that same range, 300 and something. So it almost looks like it's not clear that we paid one of the quarterlies or something, but I know that's not true because I pay it right away. And so,
or the old meter was malfunctioning. I don't know. It just seems so odd after.
yeah, that's a lot. That's double.
Right.
And this summer, so much rain, I didn't even have to go out with one pail full of water to water the flower beds. So nothing extra was used. So we're just really confused, and that's a lot of money.
So high. One of the past bills that we did pay, we didn't get credit for. I don't know.
No, you
Well,
would have
yeah.
interest in stuff, and it shows.
Right.
So your bills are. It looks like are December, March, June. So December, March, June, September.
October.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it seemed you didn't miss one. There was an estimate on the June one from 6/13/2023. What could have happened is with the
Right.
estimate, they try and estimate around what your normal usage is. So
Right.
what that means is the meter wasn't read or couldn't be read. So they gave you an estimate. And when they I don't know when they must have got in to get an actual read. And so the usage from one reading to the next may have carried over. The bill didn't, but the usage did.
But we had the meter that was on there is one where it was years ago that they put in where they didn't have to come in the house anymore to read the meter.
Right.
So,
But
so that hasn't changed. So
That's only the head as well.
correct.
Yeah.
So
No, I know it was estimated, but I'm just, maybe I'm naive, but I think if you have an estimate and it's off, it wouldn't be off by $400 it might be
So-
$50 or something.
But the
So-
thing is,
Like that.
is a meter never, Mr. Burns, a meter never speeds up. If it does anything, it slows down.
Yeah.
Nate, they've got. I don't have a good explanation for what happened. I'm just, I'm reading off of the bills and stuff.
But if you look at the usage is the last five, let's say the last six, 39 units, 40, 47. Then we estimated the next one at 38, and this one was 37. So 40, 47.
You're
It's-
used.
I'm looking at the package for that house, and
Yeah, no, I was looking at the wrong one. To be honest with you.
Yeah, 'cause the total usage was what, 6,734, and 3 months before the usage was 3,800.
right, that was an
So
estimate.
right,
That could have been a force. And you see the one before, it was 47 units. The one before that was 40. So I don't know what you're using for water, or why it's so high.
It's just my husband and I, like our children, we're empty nesters. We're both now retired, so it's just the two of us. And so, Billy's our youngest. He's going to be 30, so he hasn't been home. He better not have been home for a while.
So
Quick question: Did have you guys checked to make sure, like a toilet? They checked to make sure a toilet wasn't leaking or something like that.
Yes, they
Yeah.
had us flush the toilets, run the water, shut it off, and then they watched the meter before they changed to the new one.
Yeah.
And they said nothing was happening. We had, years ago, we had a toilet that leaked up on the second floor constant, and we just couldn't afford to have a plumber come in and fix it. And at that time, our water bill was 900 something. And so when we did get that fixed, it went down to like under $200. I'm like, yay, that's where it's supposed to be, So, we're fully aware of what it can be like when there is a constant leak going on, or running
Dave.
of water going on.
Dave,
So
do they
right now,
have?
meter for about a month, and so we can start reviewing what's going on, and if we can't get it, I can go into your house and see if I can help you with finding out what's going on, because it might be something simple.
Dave, quick question: do they have one of the new meters where they can sign up for the?
They do now as of October 17th.
All right. Did anyone explain that to you, Mr. and Mrs. Burns?
No.
Yes,
Oh,
they
they
did.
did?
Yes,
Oh.
he did. He gave us the paper and said, now don't do it today or tomorrow. Wait 2 days and then sign up to where actually we can see the meter readings on our phone, and that it would alert us if all of a sudden there's quite a bit of usage, right, that's happening out of the norm. So we haven't done it yet, honestly. But yes, it was explained to us.
So that's kind of a cool thing, and it really does work, because I had a leak. I got a call from the water department office, and I have this new meter, and they say, Nathan, you have a leak. It's like 4 point something gallons an hour, and I'm like, that's pretty big. And
Yeah.
I found a leak. And I'm glad it only went for 3 days.
Right,
But,
and with this new meter, like you said, and like they told us that, well, if we didn't sign up for it, that the water department also gets a message to say that this household, something's wrong where the meter is running higher than norm. Is that correct? Because that's the way
Yes.
I
Well,
understood it.
not we can tell it if it's on all the time or not. And
There's an algorithm.
Right.
Right.
So typically what our board has done in the past in instances where there's been a high bill is we've tried to look for a leak. And if as long as that leak has not been due to gross negligence and you have a new meter that meters the new metering, we have taken the actual reading. If we can say, yes, this is actually water that was used, we'll move it from tier 4 to tier 1. So, but we have to check all those boxes to be in line with what we've done before. So I would like to, I'm praying, as crazy as it is sounding, that you have a leak somewhere.
Well, that's what they
it's not
said
just,
to us. Yeah, that's what they explained to us when we initially called about the bill. And so she said the same thing as you. I really hope you guys do have a leak. And so they did send out 2 gentlemen to take a look. And like I said, we did a test with the running of the water, and the meter was fine. There was nothing. So, and I know we don't have a leak because I can hear leaks, like, seriously. I'm like, okay, shut off the water, the main line, and let's see what's going on. And then it'd be like a pinhole in one of the pipes or something that, you know, was shooting water out. And so, but no, they did come and they said, no, that they're not seeing a leak anywhere. So you're more than welcome to come again and see if you can see that.
What I'll do is make an with them, and I'll check it all out, and we'll put this one onto the next agenda, and I'll bring them a whole printout of what they're doing with their water to see if I can help reduce their water.
Mr. and Mrs. Burns, do you have 2 bathrooms or 1?
We have 2.
2.
One thing that I would suggest, because an intermittent leaking toilet can lose as much as 300 to 800 gallons a day, and it's just the flapper. What I would do is not use one of them. Shut it down for as long as you can. Put food coloring in the reservoir. The longer you let it go, the more apt you are to find if the toilet is a leak. And not so much leaking on the floor, but just leaking down the toilet. And it's something you won't necessarily, like, you hear a running toilet. These intermittents, you don't necessarily hear. So Dave, we can put this on hold and without interest, correct?
Right, because you just waive the interest next time. But what I'm saying right there, I'm looking for the last 3 years. There's no have it build this high if it's only the 2 of them.
Correct.
What kind of heating system?
It's almost double.
What kind of heating system do you have?
Forced hot air.
Yeah, I thought so. That's usually you don't have a humidifier, do you?
No.
Not built into the system, at least.
No.
Okay.
No.
No irrigation.
No, we replaced the furnace. How many years ago? Like 8 years ago, something like that. And so, and a new water heater, and the toilets have been replaced. So, you know,
I'm just baffled why that much excess water has been being used with just the 2 of us. That's what.
Correct.
Yeah.
Baffling us anyway.
Did you tell them to try the food coloring?
That's what I was trying to tell them is, if you put food coloring in, let one of the toilets sit. The longer you let it sit, the better, more apt you find. If the food coloring shows up into the bowl, that means the toilet's leaking. And usually all it needs is a new flapper. So what we're going to do, because what we did set up as a policy, that leak has to be identified. So what I would suggest we do is put your bill on hold. We would waive the interest and everything like that. Dave is going to come and do an investigation as well. I would recommend you do the food coloring in the interim, and then we revisit. And then we revisit it at the next meeting. Is that okay?
That's right. We put that into the tank. Is that right? Am I understanding that correctly?
Yes, the reservoir tank in the back.
And then don't use the toilets until we see Dave. Is that right?
Right. Well,
Yeah,
they
go
not
ahead.
until you see Dave, but you'd like to check both of them. So say you go a week with only using one of the toilets, and then flip flop
Uh-huh.
it, and then don't use the other one. Like I said, the longer you
Okay.
don't use it, the better off, the more chances you are to find the lake. But you need to check both of them. Okay.
Okay.
All
All
right.
right. That we can do.
All right, and then we'll see you again next month on December 11th.
The 11th. I did hear you say that.
And when is Dave coming out?
Call me tomorrow morning. And someone will give you my phone number if I'm out in the field,
All
and
right.
I go to your house tomorrow.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Well,
That sounds
we
good.
get a doctor's
Oh.
appointment tomorrow.
Well, yeah. I have a doctor's appointment in Peabody, so we'll be
We can
leaving around noon. I'm sorry.
Oh, you're going to be home at noon?
No.
We're leaving at noon. My
Oh,
wife
okay.
has a doctor's appointment in Peabody tomorrow afternoon.
So
Right.
what about Wednesday, or even after we can? I mean, what's your pleasure? You would like this done before Thanksgiving? I mean, we're gonna wait until the December 11th. You could wait until and get Dave over there the first of
Good
the
morning.
week next week.
Yeah. How about
Monday morning?
Wednesday morning,
Wednesday
Oh,
morning?
Wednesday morning's fine.
Next week?
This
9
week?
o'clock,
This week or next week?
2 days from now.
Yeah, 9 o'clock this Wednesday. That's fine.
Yes.
Yeah.
That will work perfectly.
I'll put it out and I'll have it all, and we'll take a look and see if I can help you out.
We appreciate it. And on December 11th, what's the same time? 7 o'clock?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Alrighty. Maybe this time I might have to still get in by the phone rather than the computer. So sorry, but I
No,
appreciate
no
your
sorries.
patience.
We're glad
All
we
right,
got
well,
you
thank-
here.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for your help.
Not a
Hopefully
problem.
we can figure it out. All right.
All right. Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank
you
you.
very much.
No problem.
All right, have
All
a good
right.
night.
Yes, ma'am. So we're done all of that. Mr. Madalek, can I have a motion?
Mr. Chairman, I move that we adjourn the Water Commissioner meeting here on Zoom and 540 Main Street.
You going to give a time or?
Well, I think you adjourn. You say the time when we adjourn.
Yeah.
Actually adjourn.
Okay. All right. Motion's made, seconded. Motion's made and seconded. All in favor? Todd Melanson, aye.
Nathan Madela, aye.
Adjourn the meeting at 7:58 on November 20th.